Welcome back to another episode. Two things can be true. I'm your host, Brandon. We got us a new background. Yo, I feel like y'all are really coming along with me on this podcast journey. I had the simple setup background for the first two. Now I got me a wall full of albums that I like. I got a TV mounted. Y'all are coming along with me for the journey. Stay tuned, baby. Every week we're going to get good. Every week we're going to have something great that you like. What have I been doing? First of all, how y'all doing? Like, how are you really doing? Most people ask you that question. They expect you to say, oh, I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. No, how you really doing? Everything going on? How work been going? If it's going like everybody else work been going, you've been having problems just like everybody else on Facebook talking about how they want to quit their job. Like, that's like, what's the thing with jobs though? Like, I think it's time that we change the landscape of working and jobs in America, because everybody on Facebook can't be complaining about the same job. You go on Facebook any time of the day, it's somebody complaining about their job, how they don't like it, how they can't stand their job. Like, can we change the landscape of jobs? Can we just agree that jobs ain't working? Jobs ain't working. You got these micromanager bosses. You got these people that want to be bosses on the job. Like, yo, like, can we not do this? And I don't know what it is, but everybody has a person on their job who thinks they're in charge. And my thoughts is like, you can apply to be in charge and be a manager if you want to. You don't have to sit here. I don't know if they're trying to prove to management that they can be managers and they just decide to manage people on their. I don't know what they're doing, but people that's trying to be in charge on the job when your title say the same thing as mine, please stop. We are peers, okay? We are peers. We work together. We have the same title, probably the same pay. You're not in charge, okay? Please stop. Please stop. Speaking of in charge, two things can be true. I can make a transition. They got to do transition. I was watching today the Gecko commercial. The one where he was in a restaurant talking about how Geico been around for 85 years. And he said it's longer than the hot wings. Longer than buffalo wings been out. And the waitress bought him a plate of buffalo wings. And Gecko, he took a bite of it. He took a swig of the sauce with his finger. And he licked it. And he said, ooh, that's hot. Them wings had Gecko in a chokehold. And then he tried to finish the commercial. But he couldn't because the wings had his ass in a chokehold. And then them two white men started looking at him. And he had to go lean on the salt shaker. By the time the commercial, the man that do the voiceover had to take over. Because Gecko, the wings had tore his mouth up. And by the end, he said, whoo, that's hot. The wings had his ass in a chokehold. But no, man, how y'all doing, man? Y'all doing okay? It ain't enough to just ask you how you doing. How are you really doing? Like, what's really going on? Y'all good? If you're not good, do you know how to be good? Get good. If you're not good, easier said than done, but don't be going through life not good and being in the house all depressed, pulling curtains back, stuff like that, sleeping all day in the dark room and stuff. Just go outside, man. Go outside. If you need anything to do to get yourself out of it, the first thing you can do is just go outside. Outside. Go outside. Put your feet in the ground. Enjoy that sun. Enjoy the nice weather. Do that. Go outside. Speaking of outside, I traveled recently. And when I tell you, I feel like I should apologize to the black community. But let me tell you why first. Let me tell you why. I was traveling and I got hungry, right? And I'm at the age now when I get hungry, like I have to eat at certain points of the day right now, or my body will tell me you're not eating enough. I'm at that age right now where I gotta have me a meal at a certain time of the day. So got to a certain point of the day, hadn't eaten. I need to get some food. So I stopped at this restaurant. Now, first I went to Longhorn. Never been to Longhorn Steakhouse, so I said, I'm gonna try Longhorn. The wait was like 30 minutes. Nah, I need food now. Let me find another place. So leave Longhorn, and it's this place called Mission Barbecue. Now, if you know what Mission Barbecue is, you know what Mission Barbecue is. If you don't know what Mission Barbecue is, you don't know what Mission Barbecue is. And I'm going to tell you. When I tell you the Hall of Fame racist restaurants, I thought Cracker Barrel had the title as #1 racist restaurant. They got a place out there, y'all, called Mission Barbecue. When I tell you, when I pulled up, like I said, I was hungry. So I saw some signs, but a lot of stuff didn't process to me because I needed food. When I pull up, I noticed they had a spot reserved for veterans. Okay, that's cool. Then they had like a old war truck outside. All right, starting to feel like a museum right now. Then they had that American flag up. And let me tell you something. As a black person, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but when I see the American flag just hanging in establishments, it gives me pause. I don't know what the flag do for other fellow black Americans, but when I see the flag hanging up, it gives me pause because first of all, I'm like, why you need the flag hanging up? Like why you need? I can see like what you want? Because most times you see people who went to a university, or not even if they went, their favorite team, they hang the flag up. You know, this my team. We won a Super Bowl last year. I bought a flag, blah, blah, blah. But people that hang the American flag up, what y'all won? For real, what did you win? Because usually people hang flags up when they win. And if you're going to say freedom, you get the fuck out. You can exit this podcast right now. You didn't win freedom. But this ain't even a conversation about the flag. This is a conversation about Mission Barbecue. I went in there, and you get the vibes that it's this American patriot place. And once again, when you see the flag and you see patriotism, usually it turns into racism real quick. So I go in. I don't care about none of that. I'm hungry. I need something to eat. I go in, and it's a lot of people's first time. The group in front of me, they said, you can go ahead. And I was like, nah, it's my first time. And it was like, oh, our first time too. So the lady explained what they had, right? So the lady's explaining what they have, and I'm like, yo, I need some barbecue. And barbecue is one of those things you really don't eat other people's barbecue. If you're from the South, the Midwest, where people know how to do barbecue, that's barbecue. So you usually don't eat things like barbecue, fried chicken, crawfish stuff. You usually don't eat that kind of stuff. But I'm hungry, and it looked like it was gonna be okay. So I go ahead, give me some barbecue. Now the lady's talking. She's telling me what they have. Oh, we have the brisket, and we have the sausage, and our pit master, he give me the whole deal. So I was like, okay, let me get 2 meats. Pause. I got the brisket and I got the sausage, right? She was like, would you like a regular drink, or would you like to get this cup right here for an extra $1 to donate to the troops or the troops, the veterans, or somebody? I was like, yeah, give me the cup. I'm gonna donate $1. Give me the cup. Get my food, sit down. Once I ate, and there's something called, I just made it up. There's something called post-food clarity. Once you get some food in your system, you start seeing things. So once I ate the food, I'm starting to look around like I put my eyeglasses on. I got a different lens on right now. So I ate the food. I look around. All right, yo, wait a minute. I see all these. And I'm posting pictures, and I need to create an Instagram page. So when I say I'm posting pictures, y'all have somewhere to go. So I'm gonna create an Instagram page to start posting pictures so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. But I'm in my little booth, and I see police patches. I look around, I see a firefighter's helmet, first responders gear. I see a bulletproof vest over there in the cage with some handcuffs on it. I look around, I see they got the college teams, Army, Navy, West Point. They got those teams' jerseys up. I'm like, yo, I'm in a patriotic establishment. Like, yo, whoa. Then I look around even farther. There was a white man to my right the whole time. It was a white, look like he about late 60s, early 70s. Looked like the boy used to be a sniper in the Army or something. He had on some sniper shades. Unbeknownst to me, boy was sitting there the whole time like this, looking in my direction. But because my hungry ass hadn't ate all day, I did not know this sniper boy over there looking at me. So I look, I'm like, oh, you been out the whole time? Okay, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I go to the bathroom. I get inside the bathroom. It's nothing but pictures of the flag, pictures of people in uniform. I'm like, oh, I done stumbled on the middle of something I'm not supposed to be in right now. I felt like I was at a pre-Klan meeting. I felt like I was at a pre-Klan meeting in the kitchen where they was cooking the food for the Klan. I never thought about that though. When the Klan used to have meetings, did they like cook food or did they eat before they come? Because we see pictures of the Klan and they usually had a meeting, you know, with them white caps on and stuff. Did the Klan used to have like little barbecue when they meet, or they used to just meet up? I need to look into that. Did the Klan, I don't know what they did, but I felt like if the Klan had food at their events, Mission Barbecue made the food. So I'm sitting at the table, and once I eat and get that post-food clarity, I go on Twitter, type in Mission Barbecue. Lo and behold, there are other people on Twitter who have the same thoughts that I have. I've never known Mission Barbecue to exist, but I'm looking on Twitter, and I'm seeing all the comments. Yo, eating at Mission Barbecue as a black person seemed wrong. Yo, Mission Barbecue is running a race with Cracker Barrel for most racist restaurant. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I just donated money to the ops. I just bought food. I just ate food from the ops. Yo. Now, I will say this. The only way that black people would eat at a place like that, if the food is fire. And I will say this, the food ain't fire. It ain't, it's good. It's okay. It's okay. And I say it's okay because there were two other black people. When I ate the food and came to my senses, I realized there were two other black people that came to the restaurant. They got their stuff to go. And each one of them passed by me like, and I'm hungry. So I'm looking at them like, it's good, huh? It's good. They looking at me like, oh, nigga, you need to leave. Like, you need to, what is you sitting down for? You need to come with us. But Mission Barbecue, look it up. I didn't even look it up after that. After I ate the food, I said, you know what? Y'all got me. Y'all got me. Y'all got me. If I had to rank most racist restaurants, Cracker Barrel got to be at front. Cracker Barrel got to be number one. Mission Barbecue has to be number two. And the reason why, Mission Barbecue is newer. Cracker Barrel been around for a while. And I look at Mission Barbecue like LeBron when he first came into the league. You know he going to be good. You know he going to be a legend. But you can't give him that title in the first 3-4 years. They got it like Mission Barbecue. Oh, they good and racist. All right? They good and racist. And if they stick around for another 15-20 years, they might run a race with Cracker Barrel for top racist restaurant. But right now, because they have not been around as long as Cracker Barrel's number one, Mission Barbecue number two, and number three, I would say that restaurant in your hometown that only white people used to go to. I'm gonna reserve the number three spot for your individual restaurant in your hometown that only white people used to go to. So that reserves a spot for number three. And speaking of food, I boiled crawfish for the first time. Yep, your boy boiled crawfish for the first time. I went to Academy. I had a doctor's appointment in Baton Rouge. I still go to the doctor in Baton Rouge and all my stuff like that. So I was leaving the doctor. I was coming home. I passed by Academy on Airline. And I've been wanting to barbecue. Boiled crawfish for a while. And I said, you know what? I'm going to see if they got a crawfish pot in there. I go in. They got a 60-quart crawfish pot in Academy. Scoop it up. Go home. Researching recipes. And let me tell you something. There's not a single recipe on YouTube that tells you how to boil crawfish that's uniform. everybody, they adding orange juice, they adding all types of seasoning. These people putting ball boosters in there. I'm like, yo, so I had to watch like 25 videos before I got the essence of how to boil crawfish. So I watched all them videos, put together a little plan of how to boil crawfish, and I did it. Got the pot together, got the sack of crawfish, chopped up the seasoning, put it in there. I did not know it took that long for that pot to boil. It took like an hour for that pot to start boiling. Makes sense because I'm only used to boiling stuff on the stove. It makes sense that a 60-quart pot would take about an hour to start boiling. So it started boiling. Once again, I need an Instagram page to put these pictures up. So that's my next goal for this week, to get an Instagram page so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So put the crawfish in, and this is where I thought I messed up, because everyone tells you once you get it to a rolling boil, put the crawfish in. You only need to leave them in there for 3-5 minutes. Now I'm confused because I saw one video that said get it back to a rolling boil, and once the rolling boil starts again, that's when you start the timer on the 3 to 5 minutes. I'm confused right now. So I put the crawfish in. They in there for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm like, do I let it boil again, or do I take it out now? What do I do? So I eventually just let it stay in there for a while. It didn't really get back to the rolling boil, but they turn red, and I know when they turn red, that's it. Now, here's the thing. I gave some to my neighbor. I gave some to my dad, my stepmom. Of course, I tasted them. Gave them to some other people in the community. And I thought, okay, I let them sit for 45 minutes. And if you listening with somebody that knows how to boil crawfish, I said 45 minutes. They said, ooh, because the longer you let them crawfish sit in that pot, the more they soak up that seasoning, the spicier it's going to get. I thought I messed up. Remember with the rolling boil? I thought I messed it up. So I let them sit for 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I tasted, I'm like, ooh, this is way too spicy. So I give some to my neighbor. I said, you got to give me an honest opinion. He called me back like an hour later. He said, you want the honest opinion, right? I was like, yeah, give me an honest opinion. He said, man, them sausages was too spicy, but the crawfish had a bunch of flavor to it. I let my sister take some. She liked them. I called my stepmama. That's what we do. We eat crawfish. That's our thing. That's how we bond. We eat crawfish. My stepmama said them crawfish was full of flavor. They was good. I can't wait till you boil some more. So your boy knows how to boil crawfish now. What's next? What's next? I'm a crawfish broiler now. Yeah, I said broiler, mind your business. That's how we say that. All right, let's see what else going on. What else is going on? We talked about Mission Barbecue, the racist restaurant. As far as TV, I caught up on BMF. I finished. I don't need what is this? The Ghost, the Power Universe. Is it the one with Tyreek? Is that Ghost 3, Ghost 4, Power Book 6? I caught up the Ghost with Tyreek, whatever one that is. That's one I caught up with. And I caught up with BMF, and man. First of all, Charles in the Easy Rest Motel. I saw the memes when that episode aired, and of course I couldn't participate because I didn't watch it. But when I finally caught up on BMF and I saw Charles in the Easy Rest Motel, I'm like, God damn it, Charles. You sit here and talked about meat, paying your house off. You sit here and talked about how you ain't want drug money, how you was working for the Lord, playing your guitar in the church. And now you got to tuck your tail between your legs and go to your son that you counted out and bleed. And he didn't even have to, I was about to say beg and plead, so I said bleed. He didn't even have to beg with him because Meech was like, it's all good, Pops. But you had to go back to this son. When he saw you in that club that night, he looked at you, you looked at him, you knew. You had to go to Meech, Charles. All that stuff you talked about, how what he was doing was wrong. You had to go to Meech because you didn't want him to tell Lucille that he saw you in that club with that woman. I think her name was Mabel. And here's my thing. I have a problem with the way Charles got caught. You know, he was cheating. He was going to eventually get caught. That's cool. That's fine. But I got a problem with the way that Charles got caught. Lucille found a receipt from the Easy Rest Motel in his jacket pocket. Here's my thing. Here's my thing, Charles. What you doing with that receipt in your jacket for? Huh, Charles? What you gonna put that on your taxes? You gonna write that out, Charles? Why is that receipt? Why was that receipt not given to you and you threw it immediately away? Why did you ask for a receipt? Why did you accept it? Charles, what are you doing with the receipt? What were you going to do with the receipt, my boy? There's nothing you could have possibly did with that. What, you gonna put it in a scrapbook? And you and Mabel was gonna start a new family, and this was gonna be scrapbook page number 1. This how me and your mama made y'all. What was Charles doing with that receipt? And it's like, what are you doing? But the rest of BMF, looking at BMF, I like the way they're telling the story. I heard of Big Meech and all this. You know, you hear about this like an urban legend type thing, but I'm glad I get to see what I heard about. And it's interesting that the Freaknik document is coming out, and part of where this last season left off was them going to Atlanta, experiencing Freaknik. So that was kind of cool to see that that's happening like at the same time. Ghost, catching up on Ghost, Power or Tariq book, I don't know what you call it, catching up on that. It was, first of all, Tariq is Ghost if Ghost would have enrolled in community college. If Ghost would have went to college, Tariq is Ghost if he would have went to college. That's all it is. Because you look at it, and it's almost like when we say we should do better than our parents, when we say we have better opportunities than our parents, this is a prime example that this is what I got from it. Because Ghost, he was in his 40s, owned the nightclub. It took him his whole life selling drugs, building a drug empire to get a nightclub. This last season, spoiler alert if you haven't saw it, stop listening. But this last season, it took Ghost 40 years to get Truth Nightclub and to start to want to go legit. Tariq is like 1920 in the Power universe, and he done went to Paris this past week. He done went to Paris this past season. He's running, I don't think it's an international drug ring, but he's running a large scale drug ring. He has a job working at a company. He has a front. Like, you know how long it took Ghost to get a front to wash his money, this, that, and the third? Tariq is doing what it took Ghost 40 years to do in 20 years. And that's the part that stood out to me the most watching. All right, camera wanted to stop automatically, started it back. So it took Tariq half the time to do what his daddy did. And that's what we should be doing in life. You know, if your daddy on the farm, you should be on your second farm in half the time, because that's what technology has allowed us to do. If your mom like taught school all her life, you should be at least trying to be a principal right now, because you have more technology. You could do that in half the time. It took her a whole lifetime to work and retire as a teacher. It should take you half that time to do that. So that was my inspiration that I got from Power. Like, it should take you half the time to do what it took your parents a whole lifetime to do. So that's my inspiration that I got from it. So now I'm on double time. Every week I have a word or a mantra of the week. And this week it's been double time. Because whatever my dad has, by the time I'm at his halfway age in life where he got what he got, I should have that and more. So I'm on double time right now. And truth be told, I think a lot of us are behind. No matter how much I say I want to be on double time, I think we behind. We is not where Tariq was as far as him and Ghost and they were. We ain't there. So we got work to do. So the word for the week, the mantra for the week, double time. Because you need to at least be halfway where your parents or whoever you looked up to, your mentors, you should be at least halfway where they are right now. You should be at least halfway there, because they did their whole life doing what they did without technology, for most part, without education. And now that you have technology and education and opportunities, you can compete globally now. Your parents could not compete globally back in the day, but you can do that. Oh, you should be halfway where you going. That's where you should be. Moving on from that, let's see, what else did I have on my list to talk about? Only other thing, I don't know if y'all are like me, but every week I sit up on the internet. It got this page I follow on Twitter. I ain't even gonna tell y'all what it is, because I don't want you to be like me. But I'm like most of us, I'm a victim of staying up too late, shopping on Amazon. And when I tell you, it seems good in the moment, but when they deliver that stuff, when that man come to the door, drop the packages off, and I open it up, I just be sitting there like, what is this? Why did you order this? I'm gonna show you some of the stuff I bought. This, y'all heard of little Funko Pops, right? The little Funko Pops. This, I think this is Mr. Strange, Doctor Strange. I don't really watch Marvel like that, but I got Mr. Strange, Mr. Universe. I don't know what the man name is, but it was like $4. How could I pass this up? And it bobbles. Look at the little head. The little head bobbles. How could I pass this up? And I don't have my second camera this week to show you up close. My SD card actually broke in half right before I started to record this, so I don't have it. We'll have it next week. But another thing I bought, set of mason jars. This is one. It was a set of 10 mason jars. I don't know what these do. I don't know what the purpose of mason jars are. From history and school, I think they use this to put moonshine in. I don't know how to drink moonshine. I don't know how to make moonshine. Probably wouldn't drink it if I could. I'm pretty sure it's a way more involved process than boiling crawfish. But I got 10 mason jars. I guess I got to make some pickles out of cucumbers now. I don't know. Another thing, this is actually kind of cool right here. I got this bomber jacket. It's like $12. Boom, got a bomber jacket. This is actually kind of tight though, so I ain't even mad at this. But this last thing, I don't need this. And if you listen to audio only, it's a Hawaiian shirt. Why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? I bought this for no other reason than it was 1:30 in the morning and I had nothing to do, and this was like $9.54. And it's something about, and you know what? It wasn't that it cost $9.54. It's because they said it was at an 84% discount. I don't care who you are. It's something about seeing something marked down for 84%. You gonna buy it. I don't care what it is. If something is marked down 84% on Amazon, I'm buying it. I don't care if I don't need it. It's marked down 84%. God wanted me to have this. So you know what I'm gonna do? Boom, order. You know what they're gonna do? Deliver it to my front door. You know what I'm gonna do when I get it? Sit there and look at it like, why I bought this. And then I'm gonna say, oh, that's right, it was 85% off. Yeah. So, two things can be true. The podcast, hadn't spoke to y'all in 3 weeks. Just had to get some stuff out there. As I told you, my goal is to, let me write this down, because you got to write your goals down and make them plain. I think that's in the Bible. Write it down, the vision, and make it plaineth. So let me write it down. Create IG so I can show y'all pictures of stuff I'll be talking about. Two things can be true. And 10 episodes straight. So that's an episode every week for 10 weeks. And I'll buy myself a new computer so I can edit faster. So those are my goals. The motto, double time. Make some goals. Create you a motto. Stick to it. Work with it. And remember, two things can be true. You can start a podcast. Do 2 episodes. Take 3 weeks off. And come back with a new background like nothing happened. Because you know why? Two things can be true. You can fall off track and get back on again. What Durham McClurkin say? We fell down, but you can do that. You can get back up. You fell off, get back up. You can do it. I did it. Took 3 weeks off. Just sitting here in front of this camera every day. Lying to myself like I was about to record. I wasn't about to record. I was just lying to myself. But you know what I'm doing now? I'm recording. Getting back into it. Back on track. Double time is the motto. Got me 2 goals to work with. Instagram page coming soon. Hey, if you like the show, leave me comments. I love comments. I work off comments. Tell me what you think. If you don't like the show, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I like those too. Two things can be true. I'm Brandon, and I'm out.